Hi, Terry VanNoy. Welcome to Math Class with Terry V. Hope this video helps you out, and if you enjoy it, please share it, comment, or like it. And you can also go to my website, MathPowerLine.com. It's a math resource blog, lesson videos for students, and other resources for parents and teachers. Give me a call or go to my website or email. All right, let's go to today's lesson. All right, we're continuing on with our study of solving literal equations, and in a previous video or two I mentioned that a literal equation is one that has more than one variable, and the idea is not to come up with an answer, a numeric answer, but really what we're doing is rearranging the equation itself using proper arithmetic and algebraic steps and procedures so that we can rewrite it in terms of some other variable. So I'm going to show you two examples here, and again the idea always is pause the video and you try it first on paper if you can. That way you can pause and rewind it if something isn't clear. So let's take a look. Here we have 10 times the quantity a plus x equals 8 times the quantity a minus x. Now what I want you to do for this is rewrite it in terms of x, or solve for x. In some countries, they might say something like, write x as the subject. Okay? We're all saying the same thing. We want to end up with x equals something at the end. Now, the first clue is something I mentioned before, and that is if there's parentheses, definitely use distributive property to get rid of those parentheses. That's one of your first steps, because we want to isolate all the x terms on one side and see what happens. All right? So let's take a look. So 10 times a is 10a, 10 times x is 10x, with the addition sign in between, of course, and then 8 times a and minus 8 times x. All right, now we have an x term on the right and an x term on the left, and so what we want to do is we want to get rid of or move all those x terms to the same side. Let's move them to the left, and so we're going to add 8x to each side. Therefore, we have 10a plus 18x equals 8a. All right. Now, obviously, if we want the x term on the left, let's get rid of this 10a that's over there by subtracting it. All right, I'm going to line up my like terms because I have an a term and an a term, and it's just a good way to stay organized here. So those will cancel out, and now I have 18x equals negative 2a. Last step, of course, we want to isolate x, so we're going to divide by 18, and that will give us our answer in terms of x. So x is the subject now, and it is going to be, let's cancel the 2's, so it would be negative a, or negative 1a over 9. All right, so if I knew what a was, I could just plug it in and get x really quickly instead of having to do the original equation. Let's look at another example. All right, here we have two binomials, x plus a, x minus b, being multiplied there, and it equals x squared plus 5. Again, the goal is solve for x or make x the subject. So, as I said before, we're going to get rid of these parentheses. In this case, it's going to be the FOIL method. All right, we got to multiply a binomial times a binomial. So here we go. X times x, x squared. X times negative b, negative bx. A times x is just ax. And a times negative b is negative ab. Okay, it looks like kind of a mess, but it'll get straightened out. And on the right, we still have x squared plus 5. All right, now let's take stock of what we've got. I've got x terms everywhere. And, well, first of all, it looks like just by sheer subtraction, this x squared on the left will cancel with this x squared on the right. Okay, there's a nice little shortcut. If you have same exact things on both sides of the equal sign, they cancel out. All right, well, I have a x term there and an x term there, so let's keep those on that side, and we're going to go ahead and add ab on both sides. All right, so we're going to add AB. All right, so draw my line, just kind of organize what I've got. I'm going to put this in alphabetical order. I have an AX minus BX from those two terms right there, and I have 5 plus AB. All right, so the goal is to get x by itself, and how do we do that? Well, x is a common factor with both of these terms, so let's factor it out. Now we're going to put parentheses back in. All right, which is kind of a nice key concept there, because now I've isolated x even further. Okay, it's a good strategy. So now notice it's x times that binomial a minus b, and how do you get rid of something that's being multiplied? You divide it. So we're going to divide both sides by that binomial. So now it looks like we're just complicating things a little bit, but the algebra is going to work out. So that binomial divided by itself is 1, and that leaves me with x isolated. All right, now I have 5 plus AB on the top, and I don't really need these parentheses on the bottom. There's nothing else to do with that binomial, so we have a minus b. Okay, there is no canceling the b's and the a's here because we've got some adding and subtracting going on. So that is our simplest form. So now the equation has been rewritten. We have literally solved it. In other words, we don't have an answer, we've just rewritten in terms of x. All right, well, thanks again for watching, and if you are considering a live session with me, give me a call or fill out the interest form on my website. Thanks, and keep watching for those videos. All right, there you have it. I invite you to go to my website now, MathPowerLine.com, or email me or give me a call. The way I work best with students is live, online in my classroom. So if I can help you in any way, answer some specific questions, the first lesson with me is free as I show you how everything works. All right, study hard and take care.